from Chicagoland. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Munira's Musings. As you know that we explore unique stories from our incredible guests. Today we have a pilot in our midst, and he is also starting his own business. We want to talk to him about this. And you know that we bring these stories because each episode has a different story of a different entrepreneur, and each one is designed not only to highlight their journey, but also to uncover the valuable insights that we can all learn from. Through their experiences, we aim to inspire, educate, and empower you, an entrepreneur, in your own path. If you love these conversations, go ahead, bring a friend. Let's see if we can work that out and you can share your insights with us. And what you liked, what you didn't like. And without further ado, our guest today is Gabriel Lindh. Is that right? Not like the chocolate, right? Lindh.
No, Lindh.
All right. So, hi, Gabriel. Welcome to Munira's Musings.
Thank you. Hi.
Hi. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
All right. So, I'm 32 years old. I'm Swedish American. I was born in the US, but my parents are Swedish. And I work as an airline pilot in the US, but I currently live in Spain. I've been working for a pilot for about been in the aviation industry for about 10 years. So I fly bigger planes, cargo right now, and I do that out of the United States for cargo airline there. And then I also have started an e-commerce business with my brother. That's called Nordic Dudes, where we make anti-chafe swim shorts, which is basically shorts that help you to not chafe. And we're currently building that business and kind of starting it from the ground up.
So you've been in the pilot business for 10 years. Tell us a little bit about, and are you carrying passengers? Not passengers, cargo, right?
Yes.
And so you do these flights how often?
Right now I don't work that much, but I do a couple of flights a month, and then I fly all around the world. So usual schedule is where I work 2 weeks and then 2 weeks off. So I fly around the world. So just now I did an entire lap around the planet. Started off in Malaga, went up to Maastricht, and then from Maastricht I flew to China, and then from China to Anchorage, and then from Anchorage back home to Malaga. So just one lap around like that. And right now it's not exactly 2 weeks on, 2 weeks off, but it's usually about 2 weeks on, 2 weeks off.
Okay. So now talking as an entrepreneur, you started this business where you are creating shorts that do not chafe.
Yes.
So why was that important to you?
So it all started actually quite a long time ago. It started when I was in flight school, where I was in Australia with a friend, and we were swimming at a beach called Coogee Beach that is around Sydney. And from there was like a 45 minute walk, I think it was, to Bondi Beach. And that day was specifically hot, so it was 38 degrees, and which is about 100 degrees Fahrenheit. And we'd just been swimming, so we're wet, and I'm just wearing normal swim shorts, and I'm doing that walk for 45 minutes, and I have very big legs as well. So I come from an ice hockey background. So my entire family is big into sports and ice hockey. So I have big legs, and it started just to chafe and burn so badly. And then when we came to Bondi Beach, I wanted to just go to the water and cool off, but the water is very salty. So when I went into the water, it started burning really badly, and it was just a horrible experience. So I went out straight away. And then after that, I was like, oh, this sucks. I don't want to experience this. And that's kind of where I was thinking about starting something like this. And I asked my brother if he had a similar problem, because he has even bigger legs than I do. And that's when it kind of started rolling a little bit. But then we didn't do anything for a couple of years because my brother was still in school and I was still in flight school. So it wasn't a great time to start it. So then a few years passed on, and then we said like, okay, should we do this? And my brother's like, yeah, let's do it. And then that's kind of how it started.
So a short is a short, right? What do you haven't got the physical product in it, but what are the components of this startup business that you have to work with? when you are creating such a product?
So when we started, we didn't know anything. We just knew that we had this problem. And so it was me and my brother had this problem. So we were like, what, we don't even know if people want this. And so what we started off was that we created a list of people, ice hockey players, since people who do sports, people who just have big legs, and asked them if they have this problem and if they would be willing to buy a pair of these swim shorts. So we created a long list. Don't remember how many it was, but it was quite a few. And then we just started sending out, these were people we knew or people, friends of friends, and, family, and et cetera, just a list of people we think would be interested in this. And they just started contacting them through text message and calling them and asking them, hey, is this something you're interested in? Most of the people said no, but we had a couple of people who said yes. So we got a couple of $100 in pre-orders, which is not a lot, but we were like, okay, so this is interesting enough to explore this a little bit further. Maybe it doesn't confirm $1 million idea, but we want to explore this more. So we're like, okay, now these people have pre-ordered from us. So how are we gonna get them these swim shorts now that they know that it's gonna take a couple of months, but how are we gonna get them these swim shorts? And the way we did was that I just searched on Google, how do you find manufacturers? And we started there. Didn't know anything, just reached out to someone and told them, this is the kind of product we want to make. And we just gave them a written description of what we want. And then they sent us a pair of shorts that were absolutely horrible shorts. And they were like, okay, this doesn't work. What do we do now? And then we found out that we needed a tech pack. So then we're like, okay, how do you get a tech pack? And then we researched that a little bit and found on Fiverr, we found a designer who focuses on swimwear. And she helped us design a pair of swim shorts based on our instructions. So we have now like a PDF document that goes through exactly what we want in the swim shorts and how they're supposed to be made and materials and design and all that. And then we made that, and then she also had contacts in manufacturing, so she helped us, get in contact with a couple of manufacturers. And then the next pair of shorts that they sent to us were significantly better, like a lot better. And there were still a few things they wanted to change, and that's what we're currently working on. So now we're working on the third iteration of the swim shorts.
Okay, so for my listeners, this is something very amazing. You have an idea, don't just drop it. What you want to do is take that and enhance it. And what they have done, these brothers have done, what they've done is they've taken the idea and asked their warm market, knocked into the warm market and said, hey, do you think this could be something you would like? And, it doesn't matter if you have a widget in your hand or something that's not touchable or knowledge that you're sharing. You have to find out if there is a market for it. And I heard my mentor say yesterday, are you solving a problem? And yes, you are, because chafing is a problem. And now, is this only for swim shorts, or are you going to then work on other types of shorts that can be worn outside?
So we initially will start with the swim shorts, and that will be the main focus to begin with. But if eventually we want to go into doing other stuff as well, so we could see ourselves doing like just a complete, kind of like a lifestyle brand where we would do also maybe hoodies and t-shirts and gym shorts and that kind of stuff as well. It's not something we have explored, like this is what we're going to do, but it's something that we have planned for the future. And something I also want to say with the demand thing as well, just to jump back to that, is what was very important to us was as well that, because if you ask someone, is this something you're interested in, most people would probably say yes. But what was very important to us was that there actually was a monetary transaction. So people were actually willing to give us money, because a lot of people just say, yes, this sounds great. But when it actually comes down to, handing over the money, many people say no. So it was very important to us that people don't just say, yes, this is interesting to us, but actually give us money to kind of confirm the pre-order.
That's very interesting, because you wanted a monetary commitment from all of them. Now, regardless how long this is taking. So even for my audience is usually coaches and entrepreneurs and authors and all of those things. So this would work if you were also writing a book and engaging the audience's interest in exactly what kind of a book they would want you to write. And that's something that you always want to test the market on. So how long has it taken you from initiating to today?
So it's been taken a long time, and it's mainly because we don't work with this full time, and we don't really know what we're doing. But I think we've been on it for about 10 months now. So not from the time when with the beach story, but from the time we actually decided now we need to do something about this. But it took, it takes time, and when you have other work that you need to do and you're working full time and you are I mean I have a lot of time, but stuff takes time and we don't really know what we're doing. But we've been about it for, I think it's about 10 months or something like that.
I think you know what you're doing. It's just finding the resources.
Yeah.
They're correct resources. So in my world, in the coaching world, what happens is that if you are trying to figure out maybe creating a course or writing something or finding an audience, the thing is to tap into these people. And right now, if you look around you, the whole market is quite saturated. So where do you start with? But I like the idea that you started with your warm market and then also ask them to make a commitment. So if I was to make a commitment, how much money would you need from me if my audience want to commit?
Oh, if someone would want to pre-order?
Yes.
So if someone would ask for a pre-order right now, we would ask it for $40 would be what the pre-order amount would be, and then they will get the swim shorts. Obviously, we'll tell them you will get them when they're ready, and that may take. We're very transparent, so we say we're still exploring. We don't fully know this yet, so it's might take a couple of months until you get the shorts. But if you give us $40 right now, we'll put you in our little true believers list. We have a spreadsheet on Google where we write our true believers. We'll put you in there, and then we just get your email, your phone number, what size you want, what color you want, your name, and then we just write that down, and how much. Some people order too, so we write down the dollar amount, and then we'll send you the shorts or let you know when the shorts are ready, and then you give us your address, and then we'll deliver it.
Okay, so so commitment objective, that's one thing that's pretty high on everybody's list. So as you work towards this and the new manufacturers that have come to light, you like a product, you didn't like a product, what are the criteria that you have to look for, one, in a design person, and two, in the manufacturer?
So in the design person, we were very lucky when it came to the design person, because we just went onto Fiverr, and then I got one tech pack from another person that wasn't that good. So I was like, I don't know if I want to use this. And then I researched a little bit more and found a very nice lady, and she worked with, or she claimed to have worked with Polar Ref Lauren and done a few designs for them and some other brands. And I reached out to her, and she was a lot more expensive than the first one, but she seemed like she knew what she was doing. So we were like, okay, let's just write to her and see what she can do. And then she just created this design pack that was amazing. And so we didn't really have any requirements. It was just that we were researching, and then we found this one, and we're like, oh, this looks good. And then we reached out to that person, and I'm like, let's, we have to take some risk. We never really know if it's going to be 100% good, or if it's going to be bad or good or anything like that. So we were just reach out to her and see what she can do, and that's kind of how we ended up here. And now I've been on several video calls with her, and we talk about changes and how to adjust the take pack and all that. So she's great. We were very lucky, like I said.
Okay, so and then what about the manufacturer? You said in the beginning that she introduced you to some of them. But how did you know that you wanted to? Did you work with both of them and then figure out who was the best, or how does that work?
With the manufacturer and the designer, or just what do you mean? Once the design was done, how did you work with the manufacturer? Okay, so I also found out that she has connections with manufacturers because she is a designer and she has worked with different brands. So she had connections with manufacturers predominantly in China, but she had some connections in Portugal and Pakistan, I believe. So she was talking a little bit with those guys, and they didn't really understand. I guess I don't know, but I guess the language barrier maybe was a little bit of a problem, and they haven't maybe designed so much. I don't know really exactly what the exact problem was, but I kind of got the feeling that they didn't really get what we wanted. But with this Chinese manufacturer that we have right now, is that they understand based off of the first sample the sample we got now, the good one, the second sample, they understand what it is that we want. Obviously it wasn't perfect, so there's a few things that we want to change, but they understand, okay, these are the kind of shorts that they want. They want them to be stretchy. They want them to be, comfortable and soft. They want them to have, zippers on the pockets, for example. And that's what kind of was, okay, they understand. With this, just from one sample, we were like, okay, if we just make a few adjustments here and there and just tell them to change this, then we can get a very good pair of shorts from this manufacturer. So she helped us into that, which again, we're very lucky that we have her. She helped us into finding that manufacturer and open up the doors to that manufacturer who's now willing to work with us and make us samples. And then if we, it looks like we're going to choose these guys, then, buy the inventory.
So here's a question. Several thoughts in my head, right? You have a Chinese manufacturer, and we know that the Chinese nation can copy anything to the best thing. Do you think that they'll sell your idea? Have you got a lawyer involved?
We don't have a lawyer involved right now. Maybe we should, but we don't have a lawyer involved right now. But our idea is like the swim shorts per se are not perhaps the unique part about our business. So what we want to make more unique is kind of creating a community and a story and a brand around our shorts. So the brand is called Nordic Dudes, right? So me and my brother are Swedish, so that's where we created Nordic Dudes, and we have a very strong Viking theme with Viking related jokes. So me and my brother joke around a lot. So we write emails weekly. We have a weekly newsletter. So we write emails weekly where we just tell stories about Viking stories. We tell stories about the brand, what we're currently doing, and just make that into Viking related jokes. So that's one part about how we wanted to differentiate ourselves from the rest. But in terms of the actual shorts, I guess they could copy the shorts, but then again, there are similar shorts out on the market that are like, it's not like we have shorts that no one's ever seen before. So they could copy it, I guess, but it's not something that is patent. Like there's several shorts that are similar, and I don't think we could even patent the current design that we have. So it's more about creating the story and the community and I guess vibes around the brand, more than about, and just make sure that the product is actually a fantastic product. It's a good product and people actually like it, more than that it has to be completely unique to us.
Okay. No, I understand. It's just so. And then the other question is, starting from 10 months ago to now, all this work, how much, I mean, you don't have to give me the exact amount, but give me a ballpark, because I know we have entrepreneurs who are also thinking of such a widget. How much investment have you had to make with the designer, with yourself? Of course, you don't usually, as an entrepreneur, put your time on, but are you getting paid for this? And what about for people in China? And so what is your overall overhead so far?
In terms of, in terms of maybe monetary investment, it's maybe for some people it's high, but if you look at it from the grand scheme of things, it's not that big. It's maybe $1,500 to $2,000 is the monetary investment. But then of course there's a lot of time that's gone into, because I don't pay myself for this. It's just stuff that I do because I want to start this business. And the same with my brother. He has put in many hours of work that are unpaid, where we just kind of invest into the actual business through our time with no actual payment. But so I can't tell, I don't know how many hours I've worked on this, but it's many hours, and it's a little bit every day. So it's not that I sit for 12 hours with this every day, but I sit, a little bit every day and just make sure that we have the email set up for the weekly email. Try to, grow the email list a little bit, talk with the designer, stuff like that. So it's not hours and hours of work every day, but it's a little bit, and that adds up over the course of 10 months. But I can't tell you a specific number except for the amount that we've invested now. But many hours of work and about $1,500 to $2,000.
You talk about email list growing. You've tapped into the warm market. Are you tapping into the cold market?
Yeah, so the plan is that we want to have the main focus right now is just making sure that the product gets down, and then we actually grow the email list to as big as possible, because we see email marketing as a very powerful way of growing our audience and talking with our audience and getting sales from our audience without that much. Once you have someone in your email list, you can market to them for free. It's not like ads or Facebook ads or Instagram ads or anything like that. So the focus is to grow the email list. Of course, we've used a little bit of ads. We're testing a little bit with ads to grow the email list, but we also do a lot of manual outreach. So we talk with people. I talk with people online on social media. Not that I sell to them, but you ask them a little bit, hey, what are you doing? Like, you're working, oh, okay, I work on this, and then I do this, and then blah, blah, blah. And then you send them, say, this is my landing page with the email subscribe where you can sign up. And that's kind of what I do and what my brother does. So it's a lot of manual labor right now because we're trying to save as much money as we can. And then, of course, trying to get a little bit of awareness out there by being on podcasts like this one.
So you've heard of the Bombas brand of socks, right? Have you heard of those?
I'm not sure I'm familiar with those.
So that's a brand of socks, and their uniqueness is that they are never going to drop. You know how socks is when you wear them for a while, they drop and the elasticity is lost. They say that theirs is never lost. And what they do is, for every socks that a person buys, they donate one. So look them up, because they started the same way. The people at Bombas, it's Bombas, and they had a lot of ads. Once they had the product in their hand, they had a lot of ads going, and it really took their business to the next level. Now they have other things as well, but that's how the socks started about, I want to say 5-6 years ago. But yours is a completely different product. So my question to you then is, are you tapping into the cold market, and where are you finding these clients?
So the cold market, we do tap into cold market. So there are people in our email list right now, is people that we know or that we have some form of connection with, but are people in there as well that we have no idea who they are, except from their email, their name, and where they're from. So we have used ads, like to reach out to a cold market from people who've never heard of us, but that's mostly been through very light Facebook ads. And what I mean by light is, again, we don't fully know what we're doing, so we're just testing a little bit with a little bit of money, just testing to see how this works. We're making a little bit of ads. We're trying to write the copy and all that, and then test that and see how that works. And then, like I said, just the manual outreach that we do on social media is how we get into the cold market, or people who have never heard of us.
You talked about Viking humor. Could you share some with us?
Yes. So my brother actually came up with this. With this. This is a joke that we had in an email a couple of like 8 weeks ago or something. So what we talked about was that how it was difficult to build this brand. Because we're doing a lot of stuff and we're testing different things, and most of the things don't really work. And then so what we wrote was an email explaining, it's I don't remember the exact email right now, but I can read an email for you if you want. But what we did is we just wrote, this is a very difficult business. We don't know what we're doing. And the Vikings were screaming with anger. And then my brother thought it would be funny at the end, and I thought it was hilarious as well, was that this project didn't come with the IKEA instructions. So if you've ever been to IKEA, you get like this little booklet where it says how you're supposed to assemble the furniture. And so my brother said that oh, it would be great to just have that in email at the end. The instructions for this project or this long ship I think we wrote didn't come with IKEA instructions. So kind of stuff
awesome.
like that.
So try humor, but you're using humor as a strategy as well.
Yeah, because I'm just speaking from personal experience when I buy from brands, and 90% of them are, in my opinion, really boring, where they just have a standard email that they send. Because I'm signed up to different different clothing brands like Nike and have some smaller ones as well, like LSKD, which is a sportswear brand. And to me, they don't really, they send really boring stuff. It's just this normal, like, hey, do you want to buy these shorts 50% off? And that's it. They don't make a funny thing out of it. So I think that you have a competitive advantage where if you actually use a little bit of humor, it doesn't have to be humor. It could just be anything that is specific or unique to you as a human. So if you have, you could talk about anything really, just something that makes it a little bit different. It doesn't have to be humor. Humor works, but we used Vikings because we are Swedish and we come from a Nordic country. So we thought it would be fun to have Vikings as a theme. And then we like to joke around and make jokes. So we thought, why don't we include that in the emails? And that is something that makes us, is unique to us. So we thought that would be fun. And then, most people just, in my opinion, at least, do just so much boring stuff and don't really test and try and think outside the box.
Is there something that I should have asked you that I haven't?
No, not really. I think I explained everything quite well. You asked me, you went deep, so you asked me some questions that were really good, I think, and hopefully your listeners and viewers thought they were good questions as well.
Thank you. And so, where do people find you, Gabriel?
So right now, the best way to find out about us is on nordicdudes.com, which is right now just a landing page where you can sign up to join our waiting list for when we launch. And we send weekly emails there for our newsletter called the Weekly Pillage. And it's just a weekly email with Viking stories, stuff about the brand, news and updates, and like progress on how the shorts are going.
Okay, thank you. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for being here with us. This is a really good story. And if you really want to know more about the product and their story and everything, join these people's the nordicdudes.com, because they have an email list and they send you their progress story. And of course, we come to the end of this episode, and I hope you found this inspirational, and got valuable insights from today's conversation. If you enjoyed this episode, please sure to like, share, and subscribe so you never miss an update. And if this resonated with you, leave us a review or share it with somebody who could benefit from it. Thank you for tuning in. And until I see you next week with another guest, thank you, Gabriel. Bye, everybody.
Thank you.
See you.